The Jedi Order is a key element in the Star Wars universe. It represents peacekeepers, diplomats, and warriors dedicated to maintaining the balance in the galaxy using the Force. The story is one of both greatness and tragic downfall, marked by internal changes, external threats, and the ultimate failure to prevent the rise of the Sith. So let's have a look, or a brief look, at the rise and fall of the Jedi Order. So let's go to the rise of the Jedi Order, and we're going to look at the early beginnings. So the Jedi's origins are somewhat mysterious, but they emerged on the planet Tython in the High Republic era around 25,000 years before the events of the films. They were initially an order of Force-sensitive individuals who sought to understand the Force, an energy field that binds the universe together. Over time, the Jedi then became dedicated to preserving peace and justice in the galaxy. They developed the Jedi Code, a philosophy that emphasizes self-discipline, peace, and detachment from emotion, particularly attachments. During the High Republic era, the Jedi were highly respected, acting as guardians of peace in the galaxy. They were not just warriors, but diplomats and explorers. The Jedi Order was governed by a Jedi Council composed of wise and powerful members who made decisions for the entire Order. The Order was highly organised, and its members were trained in the way of the Force from a young age, learning to harness its power for the greater good. By the time of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which is roughly 32 BBY, the Jedi had become guardians of peace for the Galactic Republic. However, the galaxy was on the brink of war, and the Jedi Order became increasingly involved in military matters. During Clone Wars 22 to 19 BY, the Jedi served as generals in the fight against the Separatists. The war, however, was orchestrated behind the scenes by the Sith, who used it as a means to manipulate the Republic and undermine the Jedi. So that was the rise of the Jedi Order. Now let's look at the fall of the Jedi Order. So in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the Jedi discover the Sith have returned after being believed extinct for a millennium. The Sith, particularly Dark Sidious, also known as Emperor Palpatine, secretly orchestrated the events of the Clone War to gain power. Sidious's ultimate plan was to eliminate the Jedi. He used the chaos of war and the growing fear in the Republic to manipulate public opinion. As the Clone Wars progressed, some Jedi began questioning their role in the conflict, Jedi such as Anakin Skywalker. Now, he struggled with the Order's strict dogma, especially its strong stance with prohibiting attachments. His emotional turmoil played a pivotal role in his eventual fall to the Sith. Additionally, the Jedi's detachment from their emotions and the frequent use of military tactics led some to question whether they had lost their way, becoming more like soldiers than guardians of the peace. In Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which is 19 BBY, Palpatine, now Emperor, executes Order 66 as a command to eliminate the Jedi. The clones who had been programmed to serve the Jedi during the war betray and kill their Jedi commanders. Nearly all of the Jedi are wiped out. Anakin Skywalker, now we know to be Darth Vader, plays a key role in hunting down the survivors, and the Jedi are forced into hiding and the Order is shattered, it is no more. Following the Purge, the Jedi are then hunted by the Empire. The Jedi become almost mythical, with only a few surviving members such as Obi-Wan and Yoda escaping into exile. The galaxy believes the Jedi are no more, and their legacy is largely erased by the Empire. The Rebel Alliance eventually works to overthrow the Empire, and in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker, the son of Anakin Skywalker, redeems his father and defeats the Emperor. In the sequel trilogy, the Jedi face a resurgence in the form of Rey, who takes up the mantle of the Jedi, learning the way of the Force from Luke Skywalker and others. The Jedi Order is reborn, though its future remains uncertain as Rey seeks to find balance and restore the Jedi's legacy. Now, I'm not sure if we are going to get any more Star Wars now and what it looks like from there, so I am interested if they were going to do another trilogy, where it's going to go, but it feels very much at the moment they are sticking to the TV shows. So let's look at the key factors in the rise and fall of the Jedi Order. So the Jedi's growing involvement in politics and military affairs, especially during the Clone Wars, led to their downfall. Their trust in the Republic and their role as generals placed them in direct conflict with the Sith's long-term manipulation. The Sith, led by Darth Sidious, patiently manipulated events for years, leading to the Jedi's downfall. Sidious's use of the Clone Wars, the rise of Anakin Skywalker, and the ultimate betrayal were key features in the Jedi's fall. And Anakin's internal struggles with the Jedi Code and his deep attachments, especially to Padme, were exploited by Palpatine, turning Anakin against the Jedi. Anakin's betrayal, becoming Darth Vader, was a decisive blow to the Order. And then we have Order 66, which is the final act of treachery, where the clones turned on their Jedi commanders, leading to the near total extinction of the Jedi. So in essence, really, in summary, the rise of the Jedi was marked by centuries of peacekeeping and respect throughout the galaxy. But their downfall came as a result of internal vulnerabilities, external manipulation by the Sith, and their inability to recognise the growing threat until it was too late. So that, guys, in a nutshell, is the rise and fall of the Jedi Order. Let me know if you want me to do one around the Sith as well. I can, again, just do a really quick snapshot video around the rise and fall of the Sith. Let me know what you think, whether the Jedi were to blame, whether there were things happening that they couldn't have controlled, or they just wouldn't have been able to see them happening and they wouldn't be able to stop them anyway. I do have a podcast, guys, called Proper Nerdy Stuff, which I have currently started with my husband, where we just talk about different movie franchises. We talk about how we really feel about things, and we're going to be branching out into lots of different areas to talk about. It's just nice sometimes having someone to bounce off and have a conversation with. So let me know if there's anything that you want to hear in that podcast, anything you want to hear us talk candidly about. It's very real feelings. It's very much what we really think, no holds barred type of thing. I have some really cool stuff coming up this year, so please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. But until next time, you take care.